Topher Mayer here from Moshville Times. I'm speaking to members of Real Big Fish. If you'd like to introduce yourselves and let everybody know in the internet land on what you do.
Hi there, I'm Matt Appleton from the Real Big Fish. They call me Saxel Rose sometimes, against my will.
What do you do in the band?
Oh yeah, I play saxophone. Hence the name Saxel Rose.
And?
Oh yeah, I sing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
My name's Johnny Christmas. I play trumpet and sing and cheerlead and dance, interpretive dance, only interpretive dance.
Exclusively?
Exclusively interpretive dancing in the Real Big Fish.
Oh, fantastic. Where did the name Saxel Rose, where did that origin?
Well, there's really no... Aaron just started calling me that. I didn't ask for it.
Right, but that's how the best nicknames get established. Like, they call me Christmas. My real last name is Christianson, but they call me Christmas, so I didn't do it. They did it for me.
Yeah, Aaron just had it in his head, I guess. I mean, he's a Guns N' Roses fan. We all are.
Right.
Certainly so.
Right, it's an honor.
It is an honor. Yeah. Huh.
Does Axl Rose know?
I don't... I've never met him. I don't know if he knows. I did talk to Matt Sorum at length this summer, but I didn't tell him I was Saxel Rose. I said my real name.
You know,
I blew it.
At least we haven't had to fish you out from underneath a tour bus before.
Right, not yet.
So there was an interview that came out in April where sort of Aaron sort of mentions that you guys are a lot of people's first interviews. So basically, here's another one.
Topher, we're your
yes.
first interview.
Yeah.
Well,
usually I'm behind the camera, and this is the first time that I've stepped in front. So
you're doing great so far.
oh, wicked, thanks.
We're not going to make
you
your
all
life.
heard that.
Right.
Yeah.
Topher's a good man.
So you're here to promote the new album. Do you want to tell everybody the name of the album, when it came out, and how you're finding it promoting and going on tour?
Yeah, our new album is called Life Sucks, Let's Dance. It sounds like Real Big Fish, which is good, because it is. I don't know when it came out. It came out a little while ago.
Came out last December.
Last December, okay. But this is our first real trip around the UK promoting it. And I think it's going over well. People seem to know a lot of the songs. We're playing 6 whole songs from the record on this current tour, which is a lot of new songs for a show. I get that. But they're really good, so you guys will be okay with it.
And everybody's singing along, so it's not like the people out there don't know these songs already, which is really awesome.
Right? Good dancing tunes. Everybody's in a pretty good spot in their life right now in the Real Big Fish, so I wouldn't say there's as much angry stuff as there has been on other Real Big Fish records. It's a pretty positive record.
Less vitriol.
Yeah, a little bit less, but still enough.
Right, so we still have a song called Pissed Off.
Yes. Yeah. So,
and how are you finding just generally the reception in the UK towards the new album?
Well, people know the words. Not everybody's leaving the hall to go get drinks, So that's good. I'm definitely seeing people sing along, which makes me feel good.
Right. I'm going to take this right out of your hands. Sometimes we get interviewers going, are you guys just living off of Sell Out and everything sucks and she has a girlfriend now? I knew you were going to ask this. And no, Topher's much too nice to ask a question.
It's not
like
on my
this.
list, I promise you.
Right. But, and I would say there's a part of that, everybody identifies with those songs. When we play Sell Out every night, everybody in these crowds are singing the horn parts so loud, it's almost louder than my trumpet. It's really, really awesome. And this is new. That hasn't happened in the past in the UK. But also people are singing all the tunes off of all of these records, including the brand new record. So if we were just playing the songs off of Turn the Radio Off, and then nobody knew any of these new songs, I would say, yes, we're living off our laurels and attribute the band to ourselves. But we're not. There are all these great songs. Aaron's writing these great songs. Matt's writing great songs. And we get to play them for people that actually love them. There's something special about Real Big Fish that people still want to hear new music.
And do you all sort of get the say within songwriting and everything? Like, say you can. So if you had a song, it's like, right, guys, I've got this. I can.
Yeah, we're all welcome to provide contributions. That doesn't mean all of our stuff will get chosen for the record, but we all put ideas out there. I put a few ideas out there, and one of them landed on the record, and a few didn't. One of John's ideas landed on the last record.
Right.
So every now and again, yeah. And then also once, I mean, it's not like a complete song is ever brought to the band and then it's like, okay, you guys play this, and then it's all settled. You know, Aaron brings unfinished compositions and we all work together to finish them up and make them Real Big Fish songs.
And how long did it take to sort of get from the start of the latest album to having it released?
When did we start?
We recorded it, January through March of last year?
Okay, so 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months, and then when did it come out? In December?
Yeah.
So it came out, 7 or 8 months after we finished recording it, maybe? But I'm not sure it was mixed until May. So maybe, let's say 6 months.
And when did the songwriting process start for that? Is it kind of like happen straight away?
It's always going on.
Always going on.
Always going
Yeah,
on.
it's not... Yeah, it's like the song that I wrote for the record, I had written in 2011. You know? And I don't know when Aaron was working on his ideas, but, you know, it's kind of constantly happening. You know, anytime an idea happens, you jot it down and then...
Right. Otherwise, you don't capture that stuff. If you don't capture it while you have the idea, it's gone.
Oh, technology's amazing for that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Although Aaron does obsess about a song, and he'll finish a song in his head before he sits down to play it on guitar and actually figure it out. It'll already be done. So he's the only person that I know that's actually like that. Everybody else, it's this hard work.
That's pretty rock and roll.
Right.
To be able to do that.
Yeah.
Which leads me on to, like, what does rock and roll mean to you guys? If there is an answer to that.
I don't know. It means it's dancing. It's a break time. It's vacation from life. It's I don't know. It's a way to get the energy out, a way to get tension out. You know, to yell and sing and shout and
Or
jump
when
around
things are going
and
well, just having
it's celebratory. It's celebratory. It's a party. That's what it is for me.
Especially with our band. Well, with any music, music is what it's like to be a human being. You're experiencing emotions relating to these songs.
The Pacific emotions, the Atlantic emotion,
The Indian emotion.
Yeah.
You're relating your life to this music. You know, music is the first line of therapy, and if something resonates with you, a particular song, like if somebody that you have at work is really annoying and doesn't want to get along with everybody else, maybe you'd like to listen to Everyone Else as an Asshole. Or maybe you'd like to listen to Pissed Off, our song Pissed off the new record, Life Sucks, Let's Dance. It's, it's, you have music so you don't punch people in the face because, you're able to process these things and get them out and emotionally get them out through song without resorting to violence.
So if you weren't doing music, what do you think you might be doing in life?
Oh gosh, that's the thing. So I've never done anything else. I've always made my living with music, and sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night worried what I'm going to do if I can't do music anymore. So hopefully that never happens. If it does, I don't know. Likely something outside. I like being outside an awful lot.
Right. Yeah, I'm not good at anything else. This is all I can do. This is all I'm good at.
Motorcycles.
I can fix motorcycles, and I enjoy doing that. But I much rather do this.
Yeah.
And fix motorcycles when I'm at home.
Yeah, he can fix my motorcycles. I like to ride motorcycles.
Because I was going to say, like, what sort of things? Because you guys tour quite heavily. What sort of things, do you get up to? Like, do you enjoy? Because I know a lot of musicians who we've interviewed and things sort of say, we love cooking. That's our thing. And I know that you had the Real Big Fish had like the hot sauce.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, what is that because you guys are also into?
Well, I'd say regarding cooking, I definitely don't go out to eat when I'm at home because half of the year I'm eating at restaurants for every meal, and that gets exhausting. It's nice to cook for yourself. Oh, my hobbies are snowboarding, motorcycle riding, and then working on other music. I work on music for other bands, and I do music for kids.
Do you want to name drop any?
Oh,
Not kids, bands.
other bands? Well, me and John, you'll hear us playing horns on the new Anti-Flag record that's coming out in January. So there's that. I just did some horns for a band called New Politics that are from the Netherlands. And
What's the thing we just did
what did we just do?
before we left?
Oh, gosh. Oh, right, Nathan Harrington, a reggae artist named Nathan Harrington out of L.A. We just did stuff for him. Yeah, I'm working on a new series of DreamWorks TV cartoons. I don't even know what it's going to be called. It's a series of nursery rhymes that I'm writing.
You did Sung Science.
Yeah, I did an educational series called Sung Science, another one called Sung History. It's on the DreamWorks TV YouTube channel. Do a lot of kids stuff. Yeah, and then horns for big rock bands. We were on a Gavin DeGraw song.
Right.
We did a few songs on the Refused second record. The Shape, what is it? That's not The Shape of Punk to Come. That's the first one.
I don't know.
The second Refused record, whatever that was. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Bunch of bands.
I ride motorcycles and take care of my 6-year-old daughter.
Oh, amazing.
So as to cooking, yes, I'm there making breakfast, making lunch, making dinner every day for my daughter and my wife. And it's a real privilege to be able to be home when you're not on the road and take care of your family. I love taking care of my family. It's really wonderful. And then the rest of my time I'm spent practicing trumpet and then working out in the garage and working on motorcycles.
So what do you so on the other side of it, when you are on tour, so obviously because you obviously miss your families and things like that, do you find that with like technology and things now that it's a wonderful thing? It keeps everybody connected and in touch.
Absolutely, if you can use it correctly. And I think there is definitely a way to use the technology incorrectly. There's one way that you can use it that it makes you happy, and then there's another way that you can use it that it really makes you suffer. And I had this quandary with Instagram, and I would do a thing called the quote of the day, and they were all positive things that I was just putting out there, whether they were books that I was reading at the time or thoughts that came to me. And then after a while, after maybe a couple of years of doing it, I started to sense myself chasing people's comments, chasing people's likes. And then I went, oh, I don't feel good doing this anymore. I'm not getting the benefit out of it, and I'm doing it that, there's an addictive quality out of it. And I had to stop. I had to go, okay, this is enough.
I'll say it can be described as a drug. A lot of with kids and teenagers and like Fortnite on Xbox and things. It's
Absolutely.
addictive things.
Chasing that dopamine boost.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's all about that dopamine boost.
I'm definitely not anti-technology, but I'm after responsible use.
Well, and the good parts of it are like you getting to FaceTime your daughter every night.
Absolutely.
That's a wonderful thing that we have that didn't exist when we started doing this.
Right.
It's awesome. It's a lot easier to maintain good relationships.
Would you say that was one of the biggest differences between going on tour now compared to when you first started going through?
Right, yeah, like not having to wait in line for the only payphone around the corner or the phone in the production office.
Right.
And everybody taking turns and having a phone card and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And having, it's so much easier now.
Right, because when I first started coming out here 15 years ago, their cell phones weren't as ubiquitous, and people were getting, if you did take your cell phone, you didn't have like an international contract, so guys were coming home to like $600 phone bills at that time, and that's really changed with Messenger and things like WhatsApp and Viber and FaceTime. I use the Duo option, the Google service that I have. And so the phone calls are free to those people that really matter to me.
As long as you've got Wi-Fi, you're connected to the
Right,
world.
right.
Yeah.
And to the most important people.
Right.
Yep, it's changed everything. I mean, it makes you feel a little closer even though you're so far away.
And what other sort of differences are there between sort of being in a band, even compared to sort of when you were first sort of picking up the instrument and learning your craft? What are the sort of differences now? Is being in a band like you thought it would be? Like that teenage ideology of...
Well, no, because my thought of it was like Motley Crue. I grew up on Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Van Halen, Rush, The Clash, Bob Marley, all these bands that lived life really big. And you can only do that for so long before you burn out. And so coming out and, all the drugs you can have, all the drinking you can do, all the women you can do, that's not sustainable. So you need to learn how to moderate your desires. And, let's see, I got married pretty much as soon as I got married after I joined the band, shortly after I joined the band. So trying to, look at you.
I'm moderating my desires.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's not that, we don't have a mountain of cocaine in the dressing room.
That's off camera.
It doesn't get delivered till 8 p.m.
Right. And, we're a regular, hardworking, blue-collar band. I mean, we have to tour to make a living. We can't sit home and collect royalties because there are no royalties to be collected.
Even with basketball?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I thought there'd be more money involved. It's an awesome job, but it's not an easy job or a job where you can just do it every now and again for fun. Like we're out there all the time playing as many shows as we can so we can make enough money to pay ourselves and pay our crew and keep getting to do this.
Do you think that's another side of kind of like the new wave of computers and internet? And, because again, a lot of people would say that it's harder to make money from albums and things when you have certain streaming sites and things like that.
You don't make money from albums. A band like us doesn't make money from albums. We just don't.
Are there perks, do you think, to the internet world? In that streaming
it's the internet that allows a band like Real Big Fish to play all over the world. We're not on the radio everywhere. We're not on TV everywhere. So, England, we got on the radio and on TV, and that's how we started touring in England. But as far as everything else we do in Australia and Asia and Russia and Eastern Europe and Scandinavia and everything, South America, that's all because of YouTube, really. And streaming services, that's how people hear us. So, nobody buys the music anymore, but more people are hearing it, and so it's allowing us to play in more places where we wouldn't have gotten to before.
Do you think, does it help? I've heard sort of other musicians say it helps with sort of merch sales and things online.
Sure.
That's what we rely on.
Right. Selling T-shirts is how bands make their livings now. So if you want to support a band, if you love a band's music, go buy a T-shirt.
And not just bands.
Right. Yeah, so I have my Tunnel Vision shirt on.
Oh, yeah, there's another band whose record we played on their last 2 records.
Right.
So if you want to hear more of me and John, that band, Tunnel Vision.
They are great ska reggae band that are a lot of fun.
Because I was going to say one of the things which I get from listening to Real Big Fish, especially over the years, is the diversity. So it's obviously quite heavily, it's a ska based, but there's a lot of sort of like heavy metal influences. Like the setup, I thought was a really good example because it starts off, it's got like quite like a heavy kind of like guitar riff, but then the chorus is like this ultra happy melodic thing. So where do those influences come from?
Definitely from us being kids and growing up as 80s hair metal kids. Aaron is 1 year older than I am. And so we grew up listening to the same music. Him listening to Poison, me listening to Poison, Motley Crue, Van Halen, Rush, all these bands, Slaughter, Warrant. Those were big bands on the radio for us as kids. So it just rubbed off, as well as this awesome, fun California ska scene with bands like Fishbone and the Aquabats and Sublime. These bands that were all around at that time that we really loved. So it's just an amalgamation of, all the things that we listen to.
And who picks the awesome covers that you've all done over the years?
Oh, Aaron has like a whole like a list of covers that he wants to do that he's still working his way.
So I sort
way
of
down,
noted down "Kiss Me Deadly," Lita Ford, and "Talk Dirty to Me" from Poison as ones
Right.
which have been cited on a few interviews that various members of the band has done. What's been your favourite covers to sort of work on?
Oh, we had the producer from that Lita Ford track at the show, and I
Right.
don't think we played "Kiss Me Deadly" during that show. I think we missed that opportunity to play that song that he wrote for him.
I love playing "Kiss Me Deadly." I love playing "Nothing But a Good Time" too.
Right.
Amazing.
And then we just did a cover on our last record by an English band called the Wonder Stuff. We did a song called "Don't Let Me Down Gently," and I thought that was a great song too, and a very unlikely cover for us. That one turned out really great, I think.
Amazing. So moving back to the tour, you've got with you Sponge and Lightyear. Sponge were the first ever gig that I ever went to.
Oh, cool.
In a small town, Stratford-upon-Avon, which like Shakespeare's sort of place there. So who has the say in who you bring on tour with you?
Mostly the agents,
Yeah.
our booking agent. But, if there's somebody that Aaron really likes, he can make a suggestion. Doesn't mean that it'll always happen, but we can always make a suggestion that, hey, this band is really, really great. We've got to tour with some awesome bands over the years, like the Skints and who else?
Over here,
Right,
I really liked Magnus Pudo. I thought they were great.
right.
The Newtown Kings were great.
Skindred. We
Yeah,
took Skindred on
Skindred
tour, and that was a totally awesome tour.
Yeah, the Skints. I love the Skints so
Because
much.
I mean, Skindred had a heavy band on there.
Right, but Benji's a total ska reggae guy. Total.
And Mikey, the guitarist, is
Right.
obviously he's massively like his style is so like ska reggae and
Right. That's one of those bands that I would watch every day that we played with him. It was always so entertaining, as well as the Skins.
And Sonic Boom 6. I've been going through their catalog a lot lately. They've got a lot of great tunes. Yeah.
awesome. And so between us and everyone there, but what are these Sponge and Lightyear like to be on tour with?
Everybody's been on time and really friendly and courteous, which is so super important. They're all very professional. I mean, everybody on this tour is kind of older, been around doing it for a while. Well, Sponge hasn't been doing it for a while, but they're back and doing it now. Anyway, it's a bunch of grown-ups that are trying their best and working hard.
Right. It's nice to have bands that are out that are appreciative of knowing how lucky they are to get to do what they're doing, just like us. And they're not jaded and bitter and going, oh, I have to play another show. Because sometimes you get that. And those are no fun people to be around.
Yeah. So these guys, they're all great. They're all in good spirits all the time, and they're putting on great shows. And, we've all known them a little bit over the years, and we all have mutual friends with other bands. And so there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And yeah.
Amazing. And what are you looking forward to after the thing that you're looking forward to the most when you get back home?
Well, we're going straight to a show in Florida, a festival in Florida. With another band, we're going to be playing with another band that me and John played with called I Don't Know How, But They Found Me. Really awesome band. And we're playing with Jimmy Eat World and at a festival in Florida, and then we're going straight to Australia and playing a festival in Australia we're doing 4 of those shows and 2 more club shows, and then we're going to Hawaii and then doing a little vacation in Hawaii after that. So we've got a lot to look forward to. And that brings us right up to Christmas time. And then we get to be home for that, which is nice.
Right. I'll get to hug my daughter and my wife. That's what I'm looking forward to.
One thing that we've been asked a few bands, if you can describe in one word what it's like to lay in your own bed again after.
Oh yeah, it's really nice to go home, just to be able to stretch out and to not have to get fully dressed and put on a jacket and shoes to go find a bathroom when you wake up in the morning.
and or just to have a complete restroom that you can use, that you don't have to fight somebody for.
Yeah.
Because we travel all night, And so when we get to some place, and you may have to do your business, shall we say, and there may not be any type of adequate facility anywhere near you, and you may have to go for a walk a few miles to do your business.
Yeah. So, like, the convenience of, like, having a bathroom right next to your bedroom is awesome. I like the bunks on the bus, so, like, sleeping in the bunks is nice for me. I enjoy it. But, yeah, the convenience of having a bathroom close by and having a kitchen close by, and I don't know. It's real nice. It's real nice.
Yeah. And what is the best thing about being on tour, especially for this long?
Oh, I love seeing new places. Or I love seeing the same places. I love going to England. So it depends on where we're touring. There's some tours where I look at the map and I'm like, oh, fuck. We're going here again. Fuck, what am I going to do that day? But on a tour of England, I like being here. So every day is fun for me.
So, because obviously I was there in Oxford, which was I believe it was the first date on there. And then since then you've been quite a few around. What's been the sort of, not maybe in the sense of the gig, but cities in England? What's your sort of like highlight cities or that you'd see?
We played in Brighton, and Brighton is a lot of fun. It's a good city to walk around. Anyone that's any place is good to walk around. You just have to make the best of it. But we had a day off after the Brighton show in a place called Slade by Sea, this little tiny town that was next to Brighton. And so I walked back into Brighton. I walked the 3 miles into Brighton and walked all around Brighton, and then walked back in the dark, like at 10 o'clock at night after being gone all day. Oh, it's just so nice to be out and walking along the seaside. It's just, you make the best of it wherever you are.
Yeah, and that other town on the sea that we played the next day was really nice too. Whatever it's called. Bexhill.
Bexhill.
Yeah.
Bexhill on Sea?
Yeah, that was a good one.
So I think did you do Portsmouth?
Yeah, we did Portsmouth as well just a couple days ago. That's nice too.
I was meant to say, my brother has told me, because he's like the biggest fan, so he was really disappointed that he couldn't get a ticket because it was sold out.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. But then I guess that's what you get for not buying a ticket in advance.
Right. I'm sure there was another city that wasn't that far away that he could have come to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I appreciate this. We've taken up quite a bit of time. So we're just going to end with, it's just a quick fire round. So it's going to be, I'll say what it is, and then if you give us your thoughts and feelings.
No.
Yeah. So firstly, UB40.
Love him. Awesome. We play Red Red Wine, or we used to play Red Red Wine on stage. Love it. Great tune. 1988 Song of the Year in America.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sublime.
Yep. Love them too.
And so Red Red Wine or Smoke Two Joints.
Oh, Smoke Two Joints.
Red Wine.
And then said about the hot sauce, but we've already kind of
Love hot sauce.
mentioned
Hotter the better.
Whew, I'm getting to a point in my life where hot things just don't treat me well anymore. So I'm just a little spicy.
Okay. Feldman. Anything?
John Feldman?
Yeah.
John
Singer?
Feldman.
Gosh, he was my boss for 5 years.
Brilliant songwriter.
Yep,
Great.
and producer, knows what he's doing.
Right.
Definitely will challenge you to do well. Yes.
Less Than Jake.
Our favorite buddies in the world.
Yep. Best friend band.
Amazing. And then you've actually mentioned these about Aquabats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like getting to tour with a bunch of kids that are grown-ups. I don't know. They're awesome. They're the best.
We play, Matt and I play with both of those bands every night. And we won't do that for everybody, but for Les and Jake and the Aquabats, every night we're there playing at least one song with each one of those bands.
Yeah, I love a good pizza party and a pool party, and I love the Aquabats.
Amazing. So it starts getting on to what the people from the internet world has started adding on. So Epitaph Records, circa 94.
Oh, fantastic record label. Brett Gurewitz knows what he's doing, treats bands well. What a bunch of great bands. Yeah. My favorite Epitaph band would be The Matches.
Amazing. Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, speaking of hair metal, that's another one that was big in my life was Ozzy. In the Ozzy, he started that, right as I was starting to listen to music. So Black Sabbath was, when I was born, and then Bark at the Moon, Diary of a Madman. Those were big records in my life. Huge.
Amazing. No Effects.
Don't really listen to them.
Great
That's
guys.
surprising.
Great
That's
guys.
surprising.
I've seen them live a bunch of times. Appreciate playing with them. We play shows with them. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm not super familiar with the material.
This
Funny enough.
this one's on a whim. Ariana Grande with my own heavy metal T-shirt
she's
version.
a fantastic singer and has ended up being a leader, which is cool. After that horrible bombing that happened in Manchester, I thought she did a really good job dealing with that and speaking out and being a leader. So I'm impressed with her leadership capabilities and her singing.
Amazing. London.
Love it.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite, one of the best cities in the world.
Yep, we miss this place, just the whole UK in general. This is our second home. And we're lucky enough to have a day off, at least on each one of these tours in London, and it's a pleasure to get to explore your beautiful city.
Yeah, so much history. So many cool things have happened here. I don't know. It means a lot to be here.
Right. Tea or coffee?
Ooh, coffee, but I like tea as well. I go both ways. This is like me with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. I like both.
Yeah, same with Beatles and Rolling Stones and coffee and tea. Coffee first, but I really do like tea. When I'm over here, I tend to drink tea.
Amazing. So you got here My Chemical Romance reunion.
Oh, yeah.
So we played with them at Nova Rock Rock and Ring or Rock and Park. And they headlined the stage, and the whole stage was metal bands, really dark metal bands. And we're up there playing in this arena. We're up in the dressing room, and I'm going, "Well, this is going to be weird." Us going off with the band that we were going after was Mastodon. I'm like, okay, this is going to be weird. And we took the stage, and everybody just went crazy, just absolutely nuts. And I don't worry anymore. I know we're going to do what we do, and people really enjoy it, no matter who's playing with us. So
I think that's ska music. Ska music will make you dance and make everything on there. The next one, it's only two more. Rage Against the Machine reunion.
Yay! I was at their first reunion that they did when they got back together for Coachella in 2006, maybe it was. And then I did Reading and Leeds with them. I don't know if it was the same year. Maybe it was 2007 they did Reading and Leeds. So I got to see them those times. Last year, or 2 years ago, we were playing with Anti-Flag. Tom Morello's good friends with Anti-Flag. And so he was in our dressing room before the show in LA, and I walked out to get my saxophone, and Tom Morello was sitting on the same little table that my saxophone was on and kind of in my way. And I walked up to get my saxophone out, and I was like, "Are you Tom Morello?" Anyway, it was nice to just get my saxophone out and be like, "You're awesome. Thank you for everything," and then go run up and play a show. And he was in front of us in the photographer pit with his iPhone taking pictures of us when we were playing. And
Really?
I thought that was awesome.
Well, do you get that? Do you still get that things? Obviously, you're quite big in a big band yourselves. Do you still get that sort of, any starstruck with?
I mean,
people?
when somebody like that who's made such great art and meant so much to so many people, yeah. If they're gonna, I don't know, to see a guy like that pay attention to your band, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No, it's when there's people out there I admire and respect, if they're paying attention to what I'm doing, that feels really good.
we played in Dubai with Megadeth.
Oh, amazing.
And when we played the show, so the show was Testament, us, Three Doors Down, and then Megadeth. It's,
Eclectic.
yes, interesting bill. But to look over on the side of the stage and see Dave Mustaine watching Real Big Fish, oh, it's, makes you go weak in the knees.
So I was lucky enough to interview Dave Mustaine, and he was
cool.
So despite what the media might say, he was actually really nice, and he was lovely to us.
Oh, good.
Did you get to have an interaction with him at all?
Yeah, so we had to do this press conference. We were in Dubai, and they escorted us with a whole bunch of guys on Harleys to this Irish pub in Dubai, And I sat down. I was on the end of this big long table, talking next to our old bass player, Matt Wong. And I'm sitting there talking to Matt Wong, and this gentleman with this fiery orange-red hair comes up and goes, "Hi, my name's Dave, and I'm a huge Specials and Madness fan." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Dave Mustaine." And he stuck to us like glue the entire time that we were there. So I had breakfast with him. We had a dinner with him at a Bedouin camp where they cooked us a goat. And so we got to smoke hookahs with Dave Mustaine and talk about Some Kind of Monster movie that Metallica did.
What a conversation that must have been.
Yeah, I feel really, really lucky, and he was the sweetest guy. The very next year after that, we were touring in the UK, and we were like trailing those guys. We were trailing Megadeth, and so I saw that Megadeth was going to be in Birmingham at the same club that we were playing at, like the next day. And so I got a card and had everybody sign it and tell them how much we enjoyed being with him, and so I left it in the dressing room. So I don't know if you got it, but yeah, that's hero amazing. For sure.
And then you got the last one there, which is the Tool reunion.
Tool?
Oh, Tool reunion. There's a Tool reunion?
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
They just headline download on the Sunday, I think it was.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention. Though that's great.
And yeah, they just released the album as well. Actually.
Oh man,
yeah. I'd like to see that.
I'm not paying attention. I will go see that for sure.
And then obviously, because there was a theme to that, what's kept you guys going when none of the others did?
Maybe they made more money and could take a break. I don't know.
You know, every time we have a fan that comes up to us and goes, "Hey, this song got us through this hard time in my life," we've had people come up to us and go, "I was ready to kill myself before I found this song." And I go, "Oh my gosh. I mean, what a great thing I can do with my life. We get to play music and make people happy for a living. What better job could I possibly have than to get to do that?"
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to be going on tour and playing festivals and all that? It's awesome. Yeah.
That's ace. Well, thank you so much for spending the time with us. It's been real big fish.
See ya!